Hello, I'm Janine Stewart. I'm a General Manager for IHC's charitable activities. Well, IHC was founded in 1949 by a group of parents who got together wanting a better day for their children and for their families. They came together because they were the first parents who hadn't put their children into institutions or hadn't put them into hospitals. And they were now looking for the community to sort of respond to their needs and to also lobby government to look for services and support. For me, the really important thing is that IHC is a membership organisation. So the decisions that we make and the issues that we bring up are those that are important to the families of people with intellectual disability. It's not about what I think's important, it's not about what the staff think's important, it's about what they believe. So starting from that point, it's really easy to be able to go, we will step up on anything our members want us to. I've been 20 years with the organisation because I truly believe that the things that we're doing are making a difference and will make a difference. I believe all children should have access to education and believe that people have the same rights as every other citizen of New Zealand, citizen of the world. I think probably our mission has served us, we've never had to change our mission, it has served us so well because those early parents were focused on saying it is about rights, it is about inclusion, it is about welfare. And today our mission is exactly the same as it was at the beginning, and I believe in 50 years time it will be exactly where it is now. Our mission aligns really well with what Inclusion International is doing and with what many other countries in the world are doing, but at the end of the day in New Zealand it is the thing that keeps us as a united organisation. At the moment, IHC's right back to its beginning. We're concentrating on issues around education and getting children to their local schools and getting the education that they need. We're also dealing with a lot of issues around housing, people living in the community now. We're having to, more independently, we're having to look at their housing needs. We have issues that are going on around people's health. People with intellectual disability in New Zealand are still dying younger than the average person in the population. And we also have things that are going on around justice and access to service in the courts. So many of the things that the early families were dealing with, we are still having to fight hard to make sure that people get the rights that they are entitled to. I think that what our pioneers did was they created a mission that was about all people with intellectual disability. They just didn't think about people in New Zealand, they were thinking about the families and people all over the world. And what Inclusion's allowed us to do is to connect with organisations, families, people with intellectual disability all over the world, share the things that we've learned, share the things that they've learned, be able to get together and network. And in some ways New Zealand's been able to be a bit of a hub for some of the new things that are happening. So we've also been able to do research which we've taken to the international stage. Inclusion also gives us an opportunity to put the issues that we've got through to the United Nations, to step up and actually give opinions about things like the charters and the conventions that New Zealand and other countries have signed. So it's an important part of actually getting the world change that we need so that people with intellectual disability and their families are better supported and better have their rights understood and met. I mean, one of the things that we're all dealing with is that the issues are the same all over the world. There are housing issues, health issues, there's a need to get access to proper assessments, education, families being better supported, more carers who actually know how to work with people with intellectual disabilities and their families. These things are not necessarily unique to our culture, they're the things that are about supporting people with intellectual disability. And I think that probably for most countries being involved in an international organisation is going to be important for them to learn quickly and to get all the advantages of what other countries are doing. I mean, internationally we're all being challenged about how we make sure that people with intellectual disability are right alongside us as we are going forward and lobbying at government level and at international level. And that will continue to be a challenge for us because actually creating leadership and creating participation for people with intellectual disability is an important part of us finding our way forward, really.